Hey, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I'm using the Light Seer's Tarot, and I'm going to start by drawing 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And my intention with this reading is the same as always. I want to get kind of an overview of the week ahead and some of the energies and themes that are going to come up for us so we can get some fresh ideas and inspiration for the week ahead. So we're going to start with the first card. The first card represents the beginning of the week. So this is Monday and Tuesday. And we have the 10 of Wands. All right. So the beginning of the week may start off feeling kind of heavy. You might feel a sense of being kind of overwhelmed with all the stuff you need to do, all the stuff that you need to get done, all your chores and responsibilities and tasks. You may feel kind of heavy and weighed down and overburdened, like you're carrying a lot. It will be your challenge at the beginning of the week to say no to things, like knowing when to say no, knowing what to put your energy into and what not to, so you don't spread yourself too thin. So that will be kind of the challenge at the beginning of the week. The other thing I get is that the message I get with this card really is that you're doing good. I'm just going to look at this card a little bit closer. Okay. I couldn't tell if her skirt was a skirt or a map because it kind of made me think that she was holding a map in front of her. But the message I get with this card is that you're doing good, and just because you're feeling stressed out or bogged down or overwhelmed, it's not an indication that you're messing up or that you've done anything wrong or that you've made a wrong turn. It's actually an indication that you're on the right path, and this is just a phase. This is just sort of a thing that you need to pass through on your path. This feeling of feeling kind of overwhelmed and overburdened. I'm really excited to see what the other cards have to say about this. So as you move into the week, we have the card for the middle of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday-ish, and we have the Empress. And I love that we have the Empress here because she takes a very different approach than the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands really is about feeling like you need to do everything, feeling like you need to have all the answers, or feeling like you need to make everything work. The Empress is more of a hands-off kind of woman. She takes a different approach. She is more about really going with the flow and honoring her natural cycles, tuning into her body and working with the wisdom of the body, and letting her body and its messages guide her decisions and direction that she takes in life. And so the fact that she appears right after the 10 of Wands, this is an indication that this week, especially if you're feeling stressed out and overburdened, it's an indication to connect back in with your body. Because oftentimes when you're burned out, a lot of times you might find that you're very much identified with your mind, and you're kind of stuck in your head and you're disconnected from your body. I've noticed this whenever I feel stressed out, it's usually because I'm in my head and I'm worrying about how much I have to get done and how much I haven't gotten done. And I'm like very much in my mind, not so much in my body. So the Empress she's appearing in the middle of the reading as an invitation to connect back with your body and to really be more, I want to say detached, but it's a compassionate kind of detachment. So it's about sort of letting go of needing things to be a specific way. needing things to look a certain way, or for other people to behave a certain way, or even letting go of expectations you might have of yourself, like thinking, oh, I'm supposed to feel this way, or I'm supposed to be good at this, or whatever. Kind of letting go of that a little bit and being more curious and just approaching life in a more curious kind of way, and like, I wonder how things are going to unfold. I wonder how things are going to work out, and really letting go of any like fixed idea of how things should be. That's going to unburden you and take a lot of that stress away. Okay, let's look at the last card. Ooh, we have the Lovers. Nice. Okay. So the Lovers represents the end of the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday-ish. And the Lovers, this is interesting because I'm working with the Lovers right now. I'm creating my video I'm doing my, I don't know if you've been watching my series that I've been doing, but I've been doing a series on my YouTube channel where I, each week I dive deep into one card in the major arcana, and I'm working my way through the major arcana in order. And I plan these videos out like a few weeks in advance. So right now I'm doing the Lovers. I think the next video that's coming out is the Emperor. I can't remember. I think so. But I'm planning the video for the Lovers right now. So I've been journaling about this card and working with it. So it's interesting that it's come up in this reading. So what is the Lovers all about? What is the message for the weekend? The Lovers is all about attraction and connection. And there is this spark with the Lovers. There's a certain kind of magnetism. And it also, of course, represents union and this sort of coming together of energies. What I'm getting from this card, I'm getting a few different things. So I'm gonna put a few different things out there because I think depending on who you are and what's going on in your life, there's different ways to see this card. So certain interpretations are going to resonate, certain ones won't. So the first thing I get is that this does represent kind of some passion and spark and romance in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, and this could just represent that things are going great. If things aren't going great, this card can represent an opportunity to reconnect and kind of rekindle that spark and that sense of union. If you're single and looking for love, then this card can signify that being sort of a possibility, something that's on the horizon. But the interpretation that I'm actually most strongly drawn to, and this would definitely apply to everyone, but also people who are single and not looking for a relationship, is that this is about connecting with your inner divine feminine and your inner divine masculine. However that might look like for you. Because we have these sort of forces inside us. We all have an inner sort of feminine side, an inner feminine essence and inner masculine essence. And the Lovers asks you, how do you connect with, how do you relate to your inner feminine principle? And you can think of, how do you relate to the earth? How do you relate to your body? How do you relate to, things like creativity and dancing and arts and crafts and things like that? And when we talk about when I'm thinking about the divine masculine, you can ask yourself, how do you relate to that sense of inner stillness? How do you relate to your mind? How do you use your mind? Do you use it to get an expanded sense of awareness? And I think when I'm talking about mind, I don't necessarily mean mind how we usually think of it, but I'm talking more about consciousness. What's your relationship to consciousness like? how good are you at holding a space for yourself to experience emotions and to unfold? So these are just a few questions you can ask yourself to kind of connect more with the Lovers. Looking at all three of these cards, it feels like the week gets deeper and more spiritual as we move into it. So it feels like there's this kind of stress at the beginning of the week with the Ten of Wands, like almost a frustration and feeling kind of lost a little bit, or maybe not lost, but just like, oh God, this feels hard. This is, life is a real slog that I have to get through. And then with the Empress, this is more about, connecting with your body, connecting with yourself more, letting go of things needing to be a certain way. And then with the Lovers, there is this sense of union and connection. And I feel like it's like a sense of union and connection with your own spirit. And of course, once you're connected more with your soul and your spiritual energy, it's easier to connect with others and see others as kind of divine expressions. So I see things getting a little bit deeper and a little more, there's more of a potential for spiritual connection and seeing the big picture in life this week. Okay, I'm just going to look and see if there's any symbols or anything that are standing out for me. And nothing is standing out. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. So I always invite you to share if you feel like sharing, if there's anything that stands out to you, if there's, anything that you want to mention, whatever your take is on these cards, feel free to share if you feel like sharing. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I post them every week, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And be sure to check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got tons of tarot learning resources on there for you. I've got deck reviews. I've got all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll put the link to that below this video. And I hope you have a great week.